He's wearing these silver trunks trimmed with black. He weighed in at 10 stone and 11 pounds. He brings a 45-fight record, 41 wins, 26 by well knockout, only 4 defeats. He's a former world title challenger, former European champion, and current champion of Spain from Spain, Javier Castillejo. And across the ring, fighting the red corner, he's wearing the blue trunks trimmed with white, weighing at 10 stone, 12.5 pounds. Brings a 30-fight record, 25 wins, 22 by well knockout, 4 losses and 1 draw. He's a former European and world title challenger, current intercontinental light middleweight champion from Russia, Akhmet.
Very fast.
So, Euros, fans and side here we go. Then 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant European light middleweight championship.
Here we go then, thank you to John McDonald, RMC. I've just been joined by Frank Maloney. Frank, you obviously have a great interest in this European light middleweight championship. Who do you fancy?
Well, Dottuev, I mean, you know, what other promoter would put a Russian and a Spaniard on the middle of Ipswich?
That's a fact. Oh, well, I must admit, Frank, I fancy Castillejo to upset the odds.
I must say, if he
Not strongly, mind.
If he fights the way he's dressed, you know, he looks the part. If he can fight like that, we're in trouble.
Here we go then, 12 rounds in front of us, potentially anyway, for the vacant European light middleweight championship. And your money is on the Russian Dottuev. I've got a feeling Castillejo might just be slick enough to steal this one. Must be remembered, though, that when Dottuev fought in Barking against the Frenchman, Cozy Hattab, he took a body shot and he went down very badly, didn't he, Frank?
Yeah, I think since then they've changed a lot of his training programme. He's spent a lot more time working here and been sparring with the likes of Gilbert Eastman and Howard Eastman over here and Judas Clottey.
So he's well prepared. And if Dottuev does come through this one victorious, what are your plans for him?
What we're going to look at, there's the Swedish fighter out there. There's also the Viking from Manchester. There's also Emsley Bingham. There's quite a few options out there. But the most important thing people must remember, Dottuev is the #1 ranked WBC light middleweight. So we're also protecting that position up there tonight.
So there you are then, a very important match this one for both men. Castillejo, of course, has only had 1 world title fight so far in his career. He's very keen to get a second chance. And just the kind of start, Frank, I think we could have expected here. Both men just trying to work their openings, aren't they? And not wishing to make a mistake too early on.
No, I think the skillful boxer comes from the Spaniard, and the more rugged and street style comes from Dottuev.
Did you call him the Spaniard because, like me, you're having trouble pronouncing his name?
Yes.
Not a great deal in this first session, possibly going the way of the Spaniard, the former European champion. Any arguments to that, Frank?
No, there's nothing in this round. I mean, you could just give it to him, yes. But you can see Dottuev is looking to land some big shots, and we know Dottuev can take you out with any punt with either hand.
Right when it's out, right, step back. Let's go.
Well, it's interesting, Castillejo there just complaining of a clash of heads as round one comes to an end. And as you said, Frank, very little in it, but possibly Castillejo might just have in action here against Javier Castillejo of Madrid. Dottuev comes from Bundalem in Russia, wherever that may be, and does, as Frank has said, possess a fair bit of power.
There was a good overhand right just there from Dottuev that landed. I mean, Castillejo's best chance is to keep moving and keep boxing on the outside, I would imagine.
Yes, I can't imagine him wanting to get involved in the two-fisted tear-up here with Dottuev, because it looks likely he'll come second. Dottuev, 27 years of age now.
And really, if he loses here tonight, Dottuev has got nowhere to go. He just become an opponent, a mediocre guy, because, you know, he doesn't have any major TV backing him or any major country supporting him.
Yes, that's right, and it's... was there any objection from either of these lads that you would stage this fight in Ipswich, of all places?
No, I mean, originally the first bid was won by a Spanish promoter for a lot more money, and for some unknown reason, he didn't fulfil his date, and it was put back out again, and we won it at a reduced amount.
Of course, TV has no barriers, especially when it's pan-European. So all of the fans of both these men will get a chance to see them in action here live on Eurosport.
I mean, this is actually a very good fight for Eurosport, because it goes right across the European globe.
Of course, the European title, Frank, unlike so many of the more major or supposedly major... Oh, that was
low. I felt that one sitting here.
Oh, me too. No intent there on the mind of Castillejo. Mickey Van just reminding him to keep those punches up. And he did look apologetic walking away, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he meant it. Dottuev was coming in, it was a good uppercut, but just went a little bit low.
But the problem with Dottuev never could take a shot below the belt, Frank, could he?
I don't think many of us can take him down that place.
So here we go then, action continues. Dottuev not making a meal of that.
There's another good overhand right by Dottuev. That punch has actually seemed to waken up Dottuev a bit. There's another good shot from Dottuev.
Yes, it looks like that's angered him a wee bit. Well, that's a nice right hook to the head. And I've got Larry O'Connell sat up high on a stool next to me here. I'll just see if I can sneak a look at his scorecard as this one goes on.
This is definitely Dottuev's round. He's much more busier and more accurate with his punching.
Yes, he's certainly making Castillejo miss here in round two. Yep, I'll give him that one to level things up. Two gone. Won't let us see his scorecard as he goes along, and I think that's very unfair, Frank, don't you?
Well, he's a very good official. I mean, we've got three very experienced officials here tonight, three top British referees, and a fourth one in the ring, being done about at Holyfield.
So round three then of this European Championship, and as Frank has just said there, mind you, Frank, let's be fair, it wasn't the same chairs who fought Holyfield. Anyway, enough of that. We've got more important things on our mind at the moment, rather than talk about other heavyweights. We've got this Dottuev in the blue and white in action against the sparkly attired Javier Castillejo of Spain. He's 30 years of age now, Castillejo, and he really hasn't got any time to waste either, Frank, has he?
No, neither of these boys, but, you know, I think the longer the fight goes, it should suit Dottuev, I would imagine. There's another good shot from Dottuev to the head.
No great power behind him, though, Frank, is there?
No, he hasn't got his distance right yet, but I think when he gets in, I mean, I have seen him in the gym put a few guys down. You know, he's a very powerful puncher.
Nice body punch then from Dottuev.
There's another very good shot from Dottuev.
And it's an arguable point, but Castillejo looks to have had the better pedigree on his record. But finding this little squat southpaw from Russia a bit of a handful at the moment.
That is a very good shot.
That's the best punch of the fight so far. Oh, and there's a cut.
There's a cut on the Spaniard's eye.
That's right. Left eye of Castillejo has been cut, and that's not a nice one. And it was a punch that did it, Frank, I think.
Yeah, it's that left hand right through the middle that's coming in there, and the fast overhand right. The funny thing is, Dottuev is not at all going for Castillejo's body, and he's a lot taller, Castillejo. There's a good body shot after saying that.
Right, get back.
Well, it doesn't look at this stage like a particularly bad cut, Frank, but no such thing as a good one, is there?
It's under the eye, so, you know, providing the corner know what they're doing, he shouldn't cause him much problem. The thing it might do, though, it may panic Castillejo, might make him start making mistakes and committing himself a bit more.
Absolutely, yes, it could change the whole complexion of this fight. I'm not quite sure where it is, Frank, at this stage. I'll have to have a look at that when he goes back, but it's certainly... I thought it was on the above the eye, on the eyelid, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll get a close-up of that. When they go back to the corners, of course.
I mean, it's 10 seconds to go in. It's another good round for Dottuev.
Yes, could this be the turning point? And once again, a good right hook then from Dottuev. Yep, well, he's won that round. I'll go along with you there, Frank.
There's quite a bit of blood around there. It's
actually
above
on the
eye,
eyelid,
actually.
yes.
It's above the eyelids, in a dangerous place.
Certainly is, and that looks like it might be a very significant factor in this contest. Javier Castillejo. Well, you know, as I said, there's no such thing as a good cut.
And looking at the corner, they just got a tail on it at the moment.
This may be the punch that did it. Oh, that may well be the punch that did it, Frank.
Yes, that's the punch.
Excellent. Well done, boys, in the back room. Well, they've stopped the bleeding.
I don't know, they haven't used any adrenaline on it yet. They're just getting it open now. The corner seems very inexperienced for.
They look like they belong in a WWF ring, Frank, don't they?
Well, yes. I mean, the chief Spanish guy caused quite a bit of trouble at the rules meeting as well yesterday.
Right. Anyway, here we go then for round 4. And already it looks like Akhmet Dottuev has got himself something of an edge here. And having said that, Castillejo now backing him into the corner. But as you said, Frank, this has changed the complexion of the fight now. Castillejo's got to be now much more positive. He's got to go find the win. He can't just sit back and allow Dottuev to pick up the points.
Yeah, and I think Dottuev should now put some more pressure on him, especially aiming some more shots at that eye. Because this round, Castillejo starts a lot more positive with that jab.
Oh, Castillejo, they're trying to keep that eye away from Dottuev's head, but we don't think it was the head that caused the damage, in fact.
Well, there's a good shot again, right on the eye.
Good punch. Well, it looks like Dottuev's pretty adept now at handling this orthodox stance of Castillejo. But Castillejo hasn't come to grips with Dottuev, has he?
No, not yet. He had a very good first round. But actually, a lot of his punches are falling short this round.
Yes, it looks like your man is warming up nicely now.
But the fight's never over till the final bell.
Absolutely. And one problem I've had with with Dottuev over the last couple of years is his ability to take a body shot, the way he went down against Fauzi Hattab. really and stayed there from what looked to be an innocuous shot.
Well, you know, we've worked on his body since then, so hopefully we've improved that department. I mean, he was the favourite for that fight, actually. He was red-hot favourite for
Absolutely, yes.
At least this one, I think he's a slight underdog.
Do you?
Yeah. It's quite an untidy round of boxing, actually. Both of them are holding more than working this time.
Yes, I've got a feeling Castillejo's trying a bit too hard here. He should just settle down and relax a wee bit. Oh, that's another good shot from Dottuev. A nice right to the head. And what another problem, of course, for Castillejo. He doesn't have a left foot to speak of, Frank, and that's always important against the southpaw.
Yeah.
From round 4, looks like a good round for Dottuev. So there we are again, this job.
Not really, because there was no fighter there to upset.
Here we go then, round 5.
Other than this problem with too much grease on his face.
Here we go then, round 5, and the former European champion in the silver trunks, the resplendent Javier Castillejo here, cut from round 2 onwards against Akhmet Dottuev of Russia, and looking in danger here because he's taking rights to the head, and he's not coping at all well with this right-hand forward stance of the Russian. What would you be saying to Dottuev at this point, Frank, in the corner?
I was just thinking to myself there, he's not really capitalising on what advantage he's got. I would be sending him forward more if I was in his corner and telling him just to pick up his work rate a little bit, because the Spaniard does look a little bit disraggled and looks like he's losing a bit of interest.
Yes, it looks like Castillejo now is more intent on staying out of trouble than inviting a punch up here with Dottuev, for obvious reasons, of course. And tactics are always such a major part of a fight, aren't they, Frank?
Yeah, but I mean, these sort of tactics actually suit Castillejo. He could steal this fight on points if it continues like this. There's a very good shot from Dottuev. A good left hand followed by a right hand.
Dottuev. And he really has picked up the pace well here, Frank, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he must have heard what I said to him.
I must admit, he does look very comfortable out there. So my initial forecast that Castillejo looked like he could win this one, looks like it's won the pot.
Yeah, shots there landing right on the eye, and another one.
Excellent round, Frank, for your man. That's 5 gone. He's won 4 of them, we think.
Oh, that's Dottuev.
Okie dokie. Here we go then, round 6. And, well, it seems like it's now just drifting away from Castillejo, the former champion. As, well, Dottuev doesn't even look so far, Frank, to have got into top gear, does he?
Well, he doesn't look like he's worked a sweat up yet. But you can actually never tell with Russian fighters because they have no emotion on their face or expression, really, when they're in there.
Well, that's a decent left hook from Castillejo, but takes a good stiff left hand for Dottuev.
That corner's done a very good job on that eye. It hasn't bled since the initial cut.
Yes, is Mick Williamson's job in danger?
Mick doesn't work with either, so I think he's safe tonight.
I meant generally, Frank.
No. A good cutsman in the corner is worth, you know, it's a good insurance policy for any fighter.
Yes, that's a few rounds, isn't it?
It's a lot better by Castillejo. He's working a bit better up there now.
Well, that was a decent right from Castillejo. Well, referee Mickey Van there taking time out, and he's getting both these lads to stop clutching up each other on the inside. Oh, that's a short right there from Castillejo, just catching Dottuev, leaning into it. That's better. Now they respond instantly. Fairly level round, Frank, so far, but Castillejo looks like, until this point, he was going to get an edge here.
He can't seem to move off the ropes at the end of it.
Oh, what a good shot from Dottuev.
Castillejo's come back very well there with a couple of his own good shots.
Well, they both want to get involved in a good old-fashioned punch-up now.
Clash of heads there.
Well, Mickey Van there just threatening Dottuev with a point deduction if he carries on holding like this, Frank. Is he fit enough, I wonder? He doesn't look like he is.
Well, he looks inside that he's tiring a bit and he's getting very untidy.
Well, you know, you've got to go, I suppose, for a reasonably level round. Both men had their moments, didn't they?
I would say Castillejo just stole that round.
He's getting absolutely worn out,
yeah,
which is why he's holding, Frank.
I'm quite surprised at that. I mean, we're only into round... That was the end of round 6, and we're only halfway in the fight.
But great exchange there by both these men. And Dottuev there came back very strongly.
In the corners, the calmest out of the two of them there. Seem to be breathing quite easily.
So round 7, and this is the halfway point. 6 gone, 6 to go. Just check our scorecard. Well, 58-56 so far, Frank, in favour of Akhmet Dottuev after 6 rounds. But it looks like it's getting hard for him. And as Claude Abrams said, editor of Boxing News, of course, he worried about the concentration of Dottuev over 12 rounds.
I mean, that's quite true. He seems to be losing it now. I mean, Castillejo's having a very good round here again. And maybe because these Russians are so used to just doing 4 3-minute rounds in top-class amateur boxing.
Yes, I think we're at a pivotal point in the match, aren't we now?
Yeah, I think it's really going to get down to who really wants to win this now, and the fitness is going to come into this now.
Yes, and I've got a feeling that Castillejo will start to punish Dottuev to the body very shortly.
Well, they certainly don't have to go looking for each other. They can stand on a penny and fight here.
Well, once again a clash of heads there, and Castillejo didn't enjoy that one. Well, once again, Castillejo complaining about the head, but there's a couple of good shots then. He just lost his own concentration for a moment, and Dottuev struck. Well, it's actually turned into quite a good round so far for the Russian.
Oh, there was a very good shot there from Dottuev.
Well, he may well have got his second win now.
I mean, what's good about this fight as well, they're a very neutral crowd and they're very appreciative of a good fight from these two guys.
Absolutely. And on the form book, remember, Julio Cesar Vasquez stopped Dottuev. He couldn't stop Castillejo, which means he's a pretty tough guy.
Yeah, he's very tough to Spaniard, you can see that. I know Philip Fondu, Dottuev's manager, was very worried about the fight going to Spain.
I can see why. How do you think he's feeling at the moment?
Knowing Philip, he'll be shouting in that corner in the next round, because Dottuev does seem to be losing a bit of concentration, and there from a body shot he seemed to double a little bit.
He doesn't like it, does he? Well, he still won the round though, but you know, I said it was a pivotal round. I don't think we've round 7. Dottuev fighting by a sense of smell, I sense, getting nice and close here to Castillejo. Yes, that was pretty good. Wasn't the pivotal round I was expecting, though, Frank. You know, I thought, you know, he...
Clearly, it's very balanced, this fight, I believe. And it may even be closer than our score, actually.
Round 8, then. Just checking the card, in fact, 3 points between them, in our opinion. So it's still mathematically possible for Castillejo to come back from that and still win on points.
Dottuev should better get out of that corner.
Well, Castillejo going for it here. This could be the pivotal point. But if Castillejo does have a good round, he's likely to have another good round, isn't he?
Yes.
Well, I've got a feeling that Dottuev is going to lose a point shortly. It's not a bad
Another clash of heads there. It's not really a dirty fight, it's just a little bit untidy at certain points.
Yep, and also the clash of styles there. A southpaw against an orthodox. You often get that, don't you?
Yeah. But Castillejo's as much to blame. He's going in with his head down and he's losing a lot of his height. He's losing a lot of his advantage.
Yes, that's an interesting point. You would have expected him to have fought this one a longer distance and use that longer reach, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's fighting Dottuev's sort of fight here. It's a good body shot from Dottuev.
Mickey Van gritting his teeth on occasion here when he parks these two. That's a good shot.
It's definitely a clash of styles here.
I mean, it's still not a bad fight to watch, Frank, by any means, but physically they are beginning to clash into each other, aren't they?
Yeah, styles, Mickey Van's nearly caught her left hand there.
He's got a good chin though, Mickey. Of course, he's an ex-professional lightweight.
And he plays rugby league, he was telling me the other night.
He made that up. They used him as a goalpost. Well, it looks like Dottuev now is boxing very relaxed. And he's getting the edge here again. Castillejo might have thought his best chance came in this round to turn things round, but he hasn't done that.
There's a good shot, a very good shot from Dottuev. But he doesn't look like putting the Spaniard down, though, with the shots.
Good round for Dottuev, and I think it's all over from the Spaniard now, Frank. It's got to that point. Sorry, Castillejo can get on our card as a draw.
Yeah, I mean, I've just turned around and asked Claude Abraham how he sees it, and he sees Dottuev winning by 3 rounds as well.
Right, okay. And that's a man whose judgment I would respect.
Well,
here we go then, round 9, almost in the home straight. And, well, 78-74 on our card. And looking further and further from the reach of Javier Castillejo here.
I think as long as Dottuev keeps his boxing together and keeps his composure, he will win this fight now, and makes no silly mistakes.
And yet the irony is, Frank, you know, Fauzi had tab at Barking. You know, the fight was reasonably similar, and then suddenly, bang, Dottuev was on the deck from a body shot and he didn't get up.
Well, that's what I would say. I mean, it was a much easier opponent Dottuev was fighting as well in Barking. A French guy, if I remember right, who lost the title at his first defence.
They're catching Castillejo in the face with his head. Once again, no intent, but just slightly untidy. And Mickey Van, once again, almost catching a left hook. We wouldn't like to see that, Frank, would we?
No, not really. Mickey's a very good referee. I mean, I must say, our British referee's standard is very good at the moment.
Oh, good shot. Nice uppercut from Castillejo.
The trouble is, anything Castillejo's doing is not deterring Dottuev. He's staying there and coming back pretty quick.
Yes, it's getting much more attractive when it's fought like this, I must admit. And they've done a great job on that cut. Well, good action here.
The Spaniard is really trying here to turn the tide.
And just not able to sustain it there.
Oh, some good shots from Castillejo there.
Yes, and he's got Dottuev just slightly
in trouble there for a minute.
Yes, and his legs aren't right, Frank. So, are we going to get a repeat? I wonder.
If we do, Philip Fondo a clap in the corner.
And this is the same round, of course, that Hattab did him in. Maybe he's just a good 9-round fighter.
Very clever move by the Spaniard there.
And sportingly not taking advantage.
Everyone's going to get... This is going to suit Dottuev, this little breather.
Yes, problem there with Dottuev's tape around the gloves. Why do they put tape on, Frank?
It's to save the laces from rubbing in the fighter's face.
So action resumes then in this 9th.
Another good shot from Castillejo. This is a good round for Castillejo.
Well, he's taken his whacks there, Castillejo. He's still there, but as you said, Frank, a good round for Akhmet Dottuev. And he's now... And Castillejo did do some pretty positive work in that session, but I still felt that Dottuev had done more than enough to win it. But anyway, we'll agree to differ there, Frank.
I mean, actually, in the 2 corners, Castillejo looks the calmer, the more relaxed as well.
So this then home straight, round 10 of the scheduled 12. And as I said, mathematically now, it looks like Castillejo needs a knockout to win this one.
Castillejo starting his round off the way he finished off round 9.
Dottuev, they're landing a good-looking punch. Nice right hook. He's a game fighter, isn't he, Castillejo?
This is
Is it beyond him, Frank?
it's never beyond any fight until the final bell. But Dottuev needs to get out of that corner, which he has done.
I must thank you, of course, on behalf of our viewers for postponing this 2 days so we could enjoy the Argentinian match.
Well, I mean, we haven't got a very big crowd here tonight. It's reasonable, but I think if we went on Tuesday night, we'd have had 0 here.
Yes.
I don't even think we'd have had the fighters here.
Well, it's a slog now. This is getting hard work. It's been hard work for Dottuev the last few rounds, but this is a real tough slog now.
There's that nice little move again by Castillejo, but it didn't quite work then.
This just dips the shoulder. And Dottuev, an anxious look there at the corner.
There's a clash of heads where they both roll and both come up together.
And although Castillejo is backed into the ropes, he's quite enjoying himself there, Frank, isn't he?
Yes, I think he's edging this round.
Three judges at ringside, of course, John Keane from Wellingborough in Northamptonshire, John Call from Wolverhampton, of course, Larry O'Connell from Kent. Oh, this is nice work from Dottuev now. It's still very tough out there.
Good shot from Dottuev.
And the fight really has got very attractive in the later rounds.
Yeah, it's a good fight now for the crowd.
Yes, and Dottuev not enjoying the attention there from Castillejo.
There's a lot of anxiety in Dottuev's corner just in a minute ago. They was all banging on the ring apron.
Oh, Castillejo coming back at him now. And of course, in this game, well, like no other really, success breeds success, doesn't it?
Dottuev's on the floor.
Well, was that a knockdown or not? I don't know.
Don't know.
Interesting, Frank. Interesting.
Knockdown, it was a knockdown.
It was. That's very interesting. So a 10.
That's a 10-8 round.
Oh.
Is that a knockdown?
Well, it's getting very interesting now. Here we are. That's, in fact, it was a left uppercut that put Dottuev on his knees there. That is very interesting, Frank. Watch this. Here we go. Bang. Yes,
that was a clear knockdown.
That was a punch that put him over. That's very, very interesting now. A 10-8 round in favour of Castillejo. He's still 3 points behind with 2 to go, and it's getting interesting, Frank.
I would only have him 1 point behind at this stage. Dottuev is really struggling in the corner for breath and for, I think, fitness.
Very bizarre move there from one of the cornermen as we come out for the penultimate round, round 11 of this scheduled 12. And if there looks like a winner, it looks like Castillejo might just get this now. Well, no, that's not true. If there was a positive man amongst these two, it's Castillejo, that's for sure.
There's another good shot from Castillejo there. And he's storming all over Dottuev now.
Can he find the finishing punches? That's the big question. Castillejo looking to become a 2-time European champion. Lost, of course, the title in his 5th defence.
Dottuev is in serious trouble now. He's cut as well. He's cut as well.
It's below the eye, though, and there's a cut on the ear. There's a cut on the right ear, and he's cut below the right eye. So problems here for Dottuev. And not only that, he's got a very eager Spaniard looking to rip into him.
He better find some punches from somewhere because the referee could step in and stop this.
Do you think he's under that kind of pressure?
I think he's completely lost it. He's falling all over the place. His mouth's open, he's bleeding heavily.
And Castillejo has sensed his chance might be here. Nasty cut that on the ear, Frank. Clash of heads possibly that did that. And Dottuev is in bother.
He's in serious trouble. He just got caught with a good uppercut there.
Yes, the psychological edge now belongs to the Spaniard. The former champion looking to regain his old crown here at the expense of this Russian. Oh, and a good body shot, and that's got him in trouble now. Frank, the knee came up then from that body punch. Tell us how he's feeling, Frank.
I would feel at this moment he's feeling a beaten man. The Spaniard's confidence is very high. You can see it. He looks as fresh as a daisy. I don't think Dottuev's got anything left in the tank to stop him. He's holding him around the legs and everything now.
Well, it's been a heavy investment for you. Will he pull it off, I wonder?
He's still got 40 seconds of this round to go.
And he's not enjoying it one little bit. And he can ill afford a point deduction for holding. Oh, Castillejo doesn't want to hold, he wants to fight. He's winning this round, though.
This is another big round for Castillejo. If I was Dottuev, I would just keep throwing what I can and just hope I can take the sting out of the Spaniards.
Yes, they're right above us. They're right above. Once again, it's Dottuev who halts the exchange there by hanging on. Well, that's a round for Castillejo, Frank. This is getting very close.
That was a very big round.
Give us some information, and he shakes his head. Come on, Larry. It's all a big secret. 3 minutes to go, and we will know.
I actually think it all depends on this last round.
It could well be on this final round, but at the moment, I would beg to differ, Frank. I think he can make it very close here. It could be a draw if Castillejo wins the final round and puts him on the floor.
Dottuev looks the tarder of the two coming off the stall for this last round.
Here we go then, 12th and final round of this, well, it's been an absorbing European light middleweight championship. And Javier Castillejo from Madrid in Spain, well, is he 1 round away from becoming European champion for the 2nd time? Or can Akhmet Dottuev of Russia pull himself up by his bootstraps and get himself back into this contest? He looks ragged, Frank. He looks tired.
The textbook is definitely out the window in this round. It's just, this is a real street fight and a brawl now. And Dottuev's not throwing nothing but... There he is. He's got to keep throwing, Dottuev. That's the only chance he's got this round. To quote Don King, he should go out on his shield.
Oh,
there's a good shot from Dottuev.
Don King should go out on his shield.
No, Don King quoted to Tony Tucker. He said, if you've got a chance to fight for the world title, you should be carried out on your shield or go out as champion.
Yes, I would agree with that sentiment. I don't think it was original, though, do you?
Sorry?
I don't think it was original. So here we go, then action resumes. Oh, and he's got him.
Dottuev's down from a body shot.
Now, was that a body
punch? No, it's not a knock. It's no punch.
What was it then, Frank?
But that was a punch. I made that a body punch.
I thought so as well. Oh, and he knows it too, Castillejo, and he's going for that body. And Dottuev is hurt. Now, could that be the difference between drawing and losing, I wonder?
Dottuev's in serious, he's going to get stopped.
No, I don't know about that, but he's certainly in trouble. And Claude Abrams, it's all over, I think. It's all over, goodness me, it's all over. Well, Claude Abrams was exactly right. He said Dottuev couldn't fight for 12 rounds, Frank, and that's proved true. How do you feel?
No, I said it was all over. I saw him, he was in trouble there.
That is fascinating. That's interesting, hang on. Fascinating. Well, I just spoke to Larry O'Connell and John Coyle, and they both had different men in front by 1 point. So fascinating. I just wonder how John Keane, the other referee, had it. But that's all academic now, Frank, because we have a new European champion. For the 2nd time, Javier Castillejo of Madrid is the European light middleweight champion.
Yes, and I mean, Dottuev, where does he go from here?
Well, nowhere, Frank, really, frankly.
That's true.
You know, have you got options on the champion?
No, it was...
Just a one-off deal, no strings?
No, it was for a vacant title, the 1 and 2 box for it.
The man has stopped the contest. The new European light middleweight champion from the beautiful country of Spain, Javier Castillejo.
So, Javier Castillejo then declared the champion by our MC John McDonald. And that's a nice belt, isn't it? Sorry, Frank, that's a nice belt.
It looks nice, yes.
Sorry, what did you think I said?
It looks nice, you know, it's not what the belt looks like, it's what the title actually brings in the world rankings.
Exactly, well, he's up in the top 10 now. So, an excellent win then for Javier Castillejo in our main event here tonight from the Corn Exchange in Ipswich. And, well, he's got himself action here against Jeff.